What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. And move on to his final spot on the board, 9 p.m. special. And we head back to the West Coast Conference. Portland Pilots, 6-14. 0-11 in conference. At San Diego Toreros, 3-9, 2-6 in conference. And we head back to the Jenny Craig Pavilion in San Diego, California. Fatty's not welcome at the Jenny Craig Pavilion. Let's see what we are dealing with here from a market standpoint. We have Portland sitting at opening is 12.5-point dogs. They're still 12.5-point dogs at some books. Some have moved them to 12. This total at 146. Portland's lost 12 straight. They've lost each of their last 5 by 20-plus points. And it sort of feels like this team is giving up on its season. They're coming off an ugly 80-58 home loss to Pacific on Saturday night as 13.5-point underdogs. They were destroyed on the boards, 39-20, showing no hustle. Star guard Toronto-born senior Ahmed Ali's been out of the lineup since February 6th with an Achilles injury. He's listed as questionable to return. Third leading scorer Latrell Jones is listed as questionable to play. He hasn't missed a game all year, but he's listed as questionable to play. San Diego Toreros are coming off losses to tough opponents. The 106-69 loss at Gonzaga, followed by 77-67 loss at home to Pacific as 2.5-point underdogs. Those two losses make me feel like they're not going to slight this weak opponent, and they're going to want to get a W. The Toros have 2 players scoring in double figures, in Joey Calcaterra and Josh Parrish. They scored just 66 points per game on 41.2% shooting from the field, 32.3% shooting from the 3, and 66% from the stripe. Max, has Portland given up? Is this a spot where the Toros step on their throat and we should as well to put cash in our pocket?
Listen, I don't think that any D1 team – well, actually, I do think there's a couple teams that will give up, but I don't think Portland's going to give up. I think that they're poorly coached, and I think that without Ali, they lose a lot of their go-to on offense. I think that a lot of players put a lot more pressure on themselves, and we're seeing the results. It's been ugly, but it's been profitable for betting, and that's what goddamn matters, Jim. I hope they give up. I hope they lay down and take it right in the prison pocket.
Sure.
But you know what? The bottom line is, the last time these two teams played, yes, it was a smaller spread, but Ali had 32 points. And without those 32 points, well, I fail to recognize where they would get those from. I think that with guys like Isaiah Dasher and Mikey Henn and then Eddie Davis, they don't scare me. I'm not afraid of them. I don't think that this is a number that really puts me off. I think that if we were seeing something like 14.5 or 15, I'd be like, I don't really want to take that. But I think 12 is a good number. I think 12.5 is acceptable. I think when you look at this San Diego team, they got to go inside and convert. That's what you got to do against Portland. You got to be careful with your three-point shot selection. And I'm sorry, I've watched a bunch of San Diego games. I don't like how predictable Finn Sullivan and Joey Calcaterra are going to the right side. Switch it up, take it to the left. And some of their three-point shooting can be a little questionable, so you have to be definitely careful with your shot selection. I think that with Pinchuk and Maselski, you have the ability to throw it on the low block and either get your big men into situations where they can score or they can pass out of it. I think that this is a group that definitely can win by double digits at home versus this quality of opponent. And I think that when you win the first half and you end it early, that's what's going to freaking really give you the confidence. I think that you win with 3-point defense. And listen, their 3-point defense is plus 15% better in conference, and they're only allowing the 6 makes. So if you don't crash the offensive glass against Portland, well, I don't know what you're doing, because what they do on the offensive glass is they run away from it. So defensive rebounding should result in some good opportunities in the half court. I don't think you're going to be able to run too much on Portland unless they want to, but from my impressions of listening to player interviews and coaches interviews, they're going to want to try and limit possessions and try and make this as ugly of a game as possible. And I think that this is a spot where San Diego definitely has value on the first half, and I'm going to take them also full game, Jim.
I agree completely with this breakdown. And even when you began talking, I was like, this is a first half full game spot, I think, too. I like the fact that San Diego's only played 12 games this year. This is a spot where they're not going to take Portland lightly, and they need a big win, feel good about themselves. I love this look, and I've got great news. The FanDuels and other books have added minus 115 and minus 116 to the minus 12. Not BetMGM. We can get you a minus 11.5, the alone 11.5 at regular juice on the board, minus 11.5 at minus 110 at BetMGM. So let's lock that in for you right now.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me about the number going down is just the fact that means that Ali may be able to get back in the lineup. Hopefully it doesn't, because I don't know why it would matter. I don't know if they even make the West Coast Conference tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if they make it out into the tournament either, but I'm not. I think I took that as BetMGM falling behind. I didn't take that as the market going down, because we see FanDuel now with minus 116 juice on the minus 12, and there was one book I believe that had the 12.5. I thought I saw one book. No.
Yeah, but I saw this line open at 13.5.
Oh, okay. You know what it is and what it isn't. Okay. So then should I have some fear on doubling up on first half full game then?
No, because I go by my numbers and Vegas goes by Ken Palm. So
sounds good. Sounds very good. I like this. I like this spot of San Diego, in San Diego, not taking them lightly, especially after a couple losses. And I'm sure they would love to do to Portland what Gonzaga did to them. What's your limit for first half?
Probably 8.
Okay.
And I actually want to make another addition while we're here.
Let's do it.
I want to add the under in the Prairie View game if you can still get me that 141. Well, I would actually take under 140.5 also. So
let's do it. Let's do it right now. All right. Let's do it right now. Prairie View. Let me get back up there. Might just take a...
Yeah, sorry to spring that on you.
No problem at all. So we have a 140 at FanDuel, but we're looking for an under. That's also juiced to the over. So I guess that just moved. Okay, so 140 there. Let's see what I can get at BetMGM. And they get us a 140.5 or a 141. And no. Okay, that's fine. And quickly go to Fox Bet. Can they hook us up here? And no, they've moved to 139.5. See if Circa can help us here. And Circa, can you do anything for us? 139.5 as well. Wow, this is dropping. And who have I missed? FanDuel. 140 so under 140 at minus 106 at FanDuel?
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me.
All right.
I have this game lined at freaking 131.5, Jim. So
under 140 minus 106 at FanDuel. And that concludes Max's card here